So today I am here to be talking about a very popular topic, which is productivity and performance and actually getting stuff done, right? This is the challenge that most people have. How do I actually get this stuff done? These ideas, nothing happens and nothing actually gets done. It's just in here. Then I feel bad and I make myself small and I say, I can't do this. And then all of that cycle continues, right? So I'm going to be giving you 7 ways to get into a productive state and get stuff done. So before I start, I'm Raj Garcia, and really what I help people to do is get this fulfillment in life, to do whatever the hell they want and not be restricted by the mind. The biggest challenge, right? Not letting mind get in the way. Because then you go and do what you want. You live in your dreams, really. You create your dreams. And you're calmer, you're happier, everything's better. So number 1 that I'm going to be starting with is energy. And when I say energy, I mean really having the physical fuel to do things, but not just physical. Energy is also inner energy. You can call that whatever you want, but how I break that down begins with physical. Getting your foods right. Like if you're not doing this, you're missing the easiest one. The easiest thing to do is to get the right foods into your system. I'm not saying become this athlete who has got a perfect diet and is eating broccoli all day. I'm just saying get some good foods in you that energize you. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to tell you a list of foods because this is easy stuff. You can look this up. You know what the right foods are. Just go and eat them. Greens, natural things, some grains, seeds and nuts. You can make this taste good too. So that is the part 1 of number 1, which is energy. Get your foods right. Part 2 is some kind of movement to get your body going. Because if you want to get your tasks done, you want to feel in this fired up state, energized, breathing well. So when you're doing some kind of movement, the oxygen's going into you. Again, I'm not saying become an athlete and do crazy things like go running all day. That's extreme. You don't need to do that stuff. Just move your body, loosen your joints, your spine is moving. When your spine is actually moving, that's when the energy can flow. So things like yoga are great. Other things like high intensity movements that will get you going. Nothing crazy, like I'm saying, like 20 minutes or something in the morning. Great, that's enough. It'll get you moving. Don't overdo this one, seriously, because then you have no energy left. It's about creating energy, not about spending it and going on a crazy run and then you're exhausted. You're getting it wrong right there. Create energy by using the body. So that was part 2 of point number 1. And the third part is really getting your inner energy aligned. So part of that could be things like sleep. This is all basic stuff. You know this, right? Just getting enough sleep. But when I go into the depths of this, I mean, what fires you up? What can you do that fires you up? And for some people, this could be singing and dancing and laughing and that inner energy that makes you feel good. doing more of this stuff will increase your well-being. Your well-being is increased. You're going to be in such a better state when you go and do your work, or when you want to get into this productive state that I'm talking about today. So go and find out what lights you up inside. Do more of that. Simple. So that is number one, energy. You can figure out whatever that means to you, but I've given you some direction, basically. Number two, when you want to get productive, is you have to slow down. You have to really slow down. Get present. Because if you are really there, then all the clouds of your mind can float away. You start to go into this mode of focus, drawing yourself in, because now you've created this energy. It can be firing all over the place, right? You know, there's days when you're like, oh, I'm just, you're just all over the place. You don't even know what you're doing anymore. You don't have any focus. You're just all over the place. So slow down, because that will allow you to speed up. It's like being a lamp, which is bright everywhere, versus a laser, which can point at things. It's focused. So slow down. You can do some mindfulness, some breathing, whatever. I'm not going to give you all the details right now, but you can figure this out. Just some way of slowing down so you get present, to focus the energy, like I said. And now when it comes to what you actually want to get done, people get overwhelmed. This is the challenge with getting stuff done. There's sometimes this high expectation. You set the bar too high, or you think that it's a bigger challenge than it is. So the key is to make this into a small and achievable task. Do not get overwhelmed. Anything you want to create can be done if it's just taken step by step. Some steps are big, some steps are small. You just have to keep adding those blocks, and then you'll create a tower. So give yourself some small steps. What can I achieve that is actually a bit challenging? Because here's the thing with flow, and I'm talking about productivity, and then there's this whole thing about flow, right? Which has become very popular. When they talk about flow, it's about having a little bit of challenge, but not so much, because a little bit of challenge excites us. We want a little bit of challenge. That is what gets us into that flow state. So don't give yourself like these easy tasks. Make it a little challenging. Find that edge. In yoga, they say, find your edge. Just that bit which is taking you a step further, but it's not too far. So make these tasks small. What's the one step that you can take? Don't bite off more than you can chew, because you're going to have a mouthful of stuff. So that is number 3, small steps. Number 4 is be smart with what you want to achieve. And when I say be smart, I mean really tap into what this thing is and what it's giving you. Know what this is giving you. Here's an example. I want to write a article. I know that if I do this, this is going to be useful. I know it's going to create a resource. I know I can use that resource for something. I know that resource might help people. That's one example. Or let's say something as simple as cleaning your home. You know that your home is going to be clean. You're going to be able to move around better and feel better. So know the reward that you're getting from doing this. That is the first part. But also know the consequence of not doing it. This is the part sometimes people miss. They know what they'll get from doing it, but then they forget that what they're not going to get if they don't do it. Here's an example. You want to work out and you know that it's going to give you this great feeling. That's one part. But you have to also recognize that if you don't work out, if you lie in bed, then this is going to create this low feeling. You have to tap into both of those. And neuroscientists will confirm this. This reward system in your brain, in both ways, if you do it in both ways, boom, it's going to get you going. The dopamine chemical kicks in. And all that means is that nice fuzzy feeling, right? Rewarding feeling after you've done something, after you've done a bit of exercise, after you read something, after you've done some work, after you've made some plans. It's that great feeling of, yeah, look, I did it. So tap into that. Knowing it in that way, the rewards. But here's another trick that I use sometimes with clients. I say, okay, we've tapped into those. You know the reward, you know the consequence. Now let's make some real life consequences and rewards. Let's play this game. Because then you have a physical manifestation of it that links into the knowing of what is going to happen, what it's going to create in the long term. So I'll say to some clients, yeah, how about you create a punishment if you don't get this done? Your punishment can be whatever you choose, but it has to hurt a little bit. Because then there is this push. It's like, oh no, I'm going to deal with this punishment if I don't get this done. Some people will say something like, I will give money to a charity. No, sorry, not to a charity. I will give money to a political party that I don't like, or something I don't like. Or I will do something else, right? I will ban myself from something. The reward could be I will take myself to a really nice meal. I'll give myself a treat if I do this. You see how powerful this could be? Because now there's some reasons. There's those reasons that I said earlier, which is you know what you're going to achieve from doing it, you know the consequence, and now there's some real life consequences. You're fired up now. You've tapped into your brain. You've used your mind as a tool by doing this. So now it's no longer your enemy who can mess around with you. It's your servant. So that was number 4. Number 5 is create some strict rules. Create some hard and fast rules to block time out, or whatever you're doing, just create some rules. For example, I'll say to myself, I'm going to block out 90 minutes, no phone, no nothing. I'm locking myself in a room. And there's a great concept called deep work, which comes from this book by Carl Newport. It's called it's just locking yourself away, having hard and fast rules. You go into this chamber almost, this place where you just do the work. Nothing will distract you. And here's another thing to do. Make agreements with people you know and with yourself on this. What I mean by that is, I am out at this time. No one can contact me. Even if this is 20 minutes in your day, this is your time that you've set aside that will keep you productive, because now you have a schedule. It's like going to work. Now you have a work schedule. Or whatever you're doing, just block time out, set rules, no phone, no this, whatever. No internet, maybe. I don't know. It depends what you're trying to work on, what you're trying to get productive on. So that was number 5, I think. Let me think. Fuel, I said, slow down, strict rules, small, be smart. Yeah. So number 6 is have a routine and be consistent, because you need some kind of routine to follow. You need, like, I'm going to do it on this at this time in the day, because then your brain knows that I'm going into this mode. We are creatures that work in, our brains are so clever that we get used to things after a while, right? So if you want to get productive and get stuff done, set this routine for yourself. And here's the clever part. Make some things you do before the routine. So this could be a morning routine. This could be in the afternoon, but make some things you do before that do the things that I mentioned earlier, which get you calm, get you energized. Could be I make some tea, that whenever I have this special tea, this certain type of tea is my prerequisite before I get into this productive state. Then your brain knows, it's a cue. It knows that you're about to go and do this. And if you've done those things I mentioned earlier, you've got yourself calm and poised, there you go. You could do morning routines, whatever you want. You just have to be consistent. And that's probably another part of this. Consistency is key. Consistency, doing this over time. Whatever it is that you want to get done, over time, things become habit. You just have to get used to it, that's all. The first 20 days of your habit are going to be hard. They're going to be messy. The next 20 might be kind of all over the place as well, but easier. And then the last 20 will be so much easier. You'll be basically there. So when you're going into productive mode and you want to get stuff done, make sure there is some kind of routine, some kind of cues that are near it. Maybe your morning routine, like I said, that gets you fired up, and then you go straight into work mode. That's what I do in general. I want to get the hardest things done because then later on, I feel great. My whole day is free. I'm happy. I don't have this guilt like some of you might experience, which is later on in the day, you're like, oh, I didn't get this done. Oh, no, now, shall I do it now? Shall I do it now? I feel bad. I feel horrible. I'm not going to be able to do it tomorrow. It just continues. To get those things done in the morning is a great way, but maybe that's not for everyone. It just works for me because then it means my afternoon starts calming down. And that's the other thing. We as humans in the early hours are very productive. In the afternoon, not so much. And then in the evenings, we get this burst again, which gets us going again. So you have to work with your body clock as well. So figure that out. And I can help you if you want. This is something that I've had to do to work with my own energies and my own life. Everyone has different responsibilities, different lives. So you have to make this work. So drop me a message and I'll help you figure that out if you want. It's much simpler than you think, actually. All of this is much simpler than you think. Number 7, and the final point, rest and recover. You cannot go and expect yourself to do a full day without having breaks. And here's the thing that most people do. When they're feeling tired or their energy goes down, they start looking at their phone. Maybe this is happening like every few minutes even. Distractions. Because your body is wanting rest, but you're going at it the wrong way, unconsciously. So in the day, you might be, getting distracted and saying, I can't focus. Well, that's because you haven't factored rest in consciously. Your body's unconsciously trying to pick up little pieces of rest. Like staring at your phone or dazed out for a while. If you really get this right, and like I said, have time blocks for your work, like I said earlier, but then have time blocks for your rest. When you're doing nothing, you're not staring at your phone or watching Netflix. No, you're having a period of time where you are resting, because that's when your brain can recover. It's like when you swim, there's a work stroke and a recovery stroke. In tennis, everything has a recovery. Your breath in, your breath out, it's a recovery. So why don't you work like that? It's happening with everything you do. When I'm speaking right now, there's a pause. So find these pauses, create them actually. What I like to do is when I'm really trying to get some stuff done, I'll have these blocks, like I said, 90 minutes. It might be different for you. Maybe you prefer an hour, whatever, right? There's different methods. For me, 90 minutes works best. It's also been confirmed, like by neuroscientists, that that's a great block. But after that, you need a break. What I will do is I will go into deep rest mode, maybe once a day, which means I'm lying down in the middle of the day. This is probably around, I don't know, afternoon time, when the body is generally not in a productive state anyway. Afternoon time, I will lie down and I'll listen to something which can take me into a deep state of relaxation. I'm awake though, I'm not sleeping. So it's something like a body scan, yoga nidra. You can listen to some kind of hypnosis. 20 minutes. You probably take 20 minutes to go and make tea and walk around and do nothing. So you cannot tell me or tell yourself that you don't have time. That's the most weakest, laziest excuse anyone has ever said in the world. And I know it's easy. It's like, I don't have time. I don't have time. But you have time for wasting time. But those are habits. That's why. So all you have to do is make time and create habits for things that are useful. So 20 minutes, lie down, do nothing. Or for some people, it might be, I'll go for a walk, a very passive walk, slow, no distractions, not talking to anyone, just so your brain can slow down, recover, digest. And just like with everything, like when you work out, you know you need recovery time. It's the same thing for the brain. If you're in a deep learning mode and this is what you want to get productive for, you have to have rest. But even if you're just getting stuff done and you're in that busy mode, you still need rest. No matter what. Because you'll be so much more effective. You'll be this super version of yourself. So have a 20-minute break in the middle of the day. You don't need to sleep. If you are in a more calm and productive state, and you're letting go of stress consciously, intelligently, you probably need less sleep as well. Like people wake up exhausted because you take your stress with you in your night, in your bed, and you have crazy dreams and you're wondering why. It's because you haven't taken the time to let go of things, to let go of everything you're doing. So that's why this one is really important. But they all work together. All of these things combined, like if you really worked on this, your life is going to change, seriously. And here's what a client said to me when I said about boxing out time. She said, yeah, but what about people in my life? What about this? And I said to her, what is the consequence if you are all over the place? And she said, yeah, I'm a bit snappy with people. And then I feel bad because I haven't done things. And then I'm just tired. And then she realized, like, if she's dedicating time, focusing, she is a better version to her family, to everyone. She's giving them a better quality of herself. Everyone wins. Everyone wins if you are doing this. Do you know why? Because us as humans just want to be fulfilled. We want to grow. Peace is not about going and living in a monastery, to me anyway, and to some people, let's just say. It's about living a fulfilling life and not going to bed with stress and I didn't do good enough today, or judging yourself. It's doing a few things right in your day and then going to bed saying, wow, like this was a great day. Being happy with yourself. If you do that every day is a miniature year. So that will start adding up. Your year becomes amazing. Your next 3 years become amazing. It just grows. So productivity is huge. It's huge because really what I'm talking about is getting into a state of getting everything in life done. And this can work across relationships, you know, looking for a partner. This can work across every aspect of your life, really, because this is almost like, how do you get into a state where you are going beyond the mind and you're getting whatever you want done in life. You're doing what you want. You are not stopped by unconscious patterns. And then you blame things like time, or I'm tired, or this happened and this. No, that's blaming. It's all possible for you to control. You just need to go and have this structure. That's the thing people get confused by. How do I do this? How do people do this? I don't understand. Oh, you just build some rules, you build some strategies, and everything's easy. Like I said earlier, don't set crazy goals to try and, you know, build a mountain in a day. That's where you get overwhelmed. You just get yourself right, and then you take some actions. Then you're living completely peacefully, happy, and getting stuff done. You have the peace, the joy now, and you have this like stretch, this purpose, this reason for living, this fulfillment. You're winning in every way. And that's what I'm about. I'm about helping people to win in every single way, nothing left unturned. So the mind doesn't stop you if you create strategies and you get this stuff done. So I'm going to leave it as that. Drop me a message if there's any part of this which stood out for you. Which out of these 7 do you think that you would benefit from working on? Which one feels most challenging? I want to hear. But for now, let's leave it as that. And here's the thing to remember. And I'm going to slow down for a moment. We just want to have a fulfilling life in different ways. We just want to know that we can handle stuff. We just want to feel happy, really. So don't let yourself get caught in your own mind, which is trying to help you, but it doesn't feel that way. Really is trying to help you to get stuff done, but you have to take the wheel of the car and create this conscious strategy, because then you can use the mind as a tool rather than being so lost in it. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you.